Okay, this is our discussion of RWBY Season 6, Episode 4. Okay.
Yeah.
The first thing I wanted to say is apparently this is the episode where all the adults have a temper tantrum.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
It's so accurate.
Dude, it's like the kids just had puberty.
Because, I mean, Crow punches a child.
Dude, there goes his paycheck.
and then Ozpin inside of the child just goes to his room and starts just isolating.
Ozpin goes to his room and cries like a little bitch, okay? We all know it.
And then...
Oh wait, this is YouTube, we can swear.
And then Salem breaks all the windows and
that
screams.
was a temper tantrum.
Yes.
And then we found out. Here's one of the theories, though. Theory time.
Uh-oh.
How did Salem know Cinder was alive?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, one thing that could be considered is because Emerald...
Her Grimoire. The Grimoire connected to Salem.
True.
If Cinder has the Grimoire...
That was my second thought. My first thought was because Emerald didn't become the new, Fall Maiden or whatever.
Emerald didn't see Cinder fall. Yang saw Cinder fall. So Cinder would have been thinking of Yang because he's the last person that's in her thoughts.
No, her mother was.
But you can't have... But Yang was down there.
Well, no, then
Cinder
it would have been
fell
RWBY.
out. No, because Yang isn't a maiden. Or at least we don't know she is.
No, but it would have been RWBY because of how much hatred,
It's not it's the person that you last saw.
So during the fight?
No, so...
I don't know.
So Yang was just landed right when Cinder went down there, over the ledge. So Cinder would have thought about Yang because...
No, she came in after her mom was about to go through. It was delayed.
It was delayed.
Yeah, that's why.
I feel like an idiot right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, no, you're not exactly right there, bud.
Boy.
Oh, but last week you said that something interesting, because remember about Little Miss Muffet? Malachite? Whatever her name was?
What the fuck are you... Emerald?
No. The one who Cinder went to get information. The spider lady.
Oh, yeah.
You were saying how when the lady's assistant was, we already know we already know where they are. That big guy asked for it. You said that it was probably...
The tall guy that shut
Yeah, but the thing is, he came back in this episode.
No, wait.
And it didn't seem like it was him. They seemed to come right back.
No. You want to know how I think that it was him? Because remember they were on the ship coming back? So they must have been... Because where were they between the end of Volume 5 and Volume 6? Where were they?
Running away?
But where?
I can't remember.
So they might have went to there and then be like, okay, they now have somewhere, they have other people looking for them. They're going to go back and report to Salem.
I mean, it could work that way.
Or, here's a long shot, it's Port. Professor Port?
Oh.
The one with the mustache.
Oh, yeah, him.
Because he's a big guy.
Okay, I can't remember every single name out there.
Come on.
I know. But I just find it really amusing how it's every single adult in this episode had a temper tantrum of some sort. They all basically acted like children in some way.
Oh, yeah.
And it was all in this one episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was completely, totally anticlimactic. Except that every single one of the children
basically had a temper tantrum.
Yeah, I just said every single one of the children. Every single one of the adults...
We're children.
Yes, it really is the case.
Also,
and it's funny because the most ancient ones of them all...
You have it too. No. Here's another thing that I saw.
What?
Oscar's and RWBY relationship. So, is this the first sign?
First sign of
that
what?
The ship is gonna be real?
Wait, what? Oh no.
Yes.
Now I was like, When you said Oscar, I immediately thought Ozpin. I'm like, wait, what? What? Okay.
George Michael plays in the background.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. No, I'm good.
You good? Bring it back to Remnant.
Alrighty then. No, I mean, maybe, I don't even, how old is Oscar?
Oscar, I think he's around the same age as Ruby. Because Ruby's only maybe 16 now. Because she was 15 when she got admitted into Beacon.
Yeah.
So she might be maybe 16. Maybe just at the end of her 15. So,
okay, that makes me think of, since we didn't get a lot from this episode besides a bunch of temper tantrums.
Boy, that still makes me crack the shit up, man.
I mean, because it's true. Did you think about that when it was over, or was I the only one who thought about that until I mentioned it?
I didn't think about that at all until you mentioned that.
I mean, I feel so bad for Oscar because Crow punched him in the face.
Dude, the best part was Osmond was still in control of Oscar, and then Osmond locked himself away, and then Oscar's just like, ow!
That poor kid.
And I'm just like, damn you, Crow.
Oh my gosh, and Crow was just like...
Crow was hating on Oscar, even though it wasn't Oscar's fault.
Well, no, because when Ruby was like, I don't think it... Because Oscar was
It's not you have your own life, and Crow was just like, don't lie to him, kid, we're better than that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I'm just like...
Crow.
I think Crow hasn't had a drink in a long time.
That might just be it.
Get this man some liquor!
Oh my gosh. I wonder what his liver looks like.
Oof. Well, just remember, in volume... Was it 4? When he got... Yeah, I think it was 4. When he got stabbed by Tyrion.
Oh, yeah.
It was right in his liver! So I found this fan art once.
Oh my.
That was basically that, and he's like, I got stabbed in the liver. This is the hardest working liver in all Remnants.
Oh my.
And I'm just like, God damn it.
Oh my. Wow.
Yeah. And I'm just like, boy.
Yeah, that, yep, okay, alright.
Dude, there were so many theories that we didn't cover last week.
Oh my gosh. I'm just trying to, you mentioned ships now, I'm totally like, where's Weiss? Is Ice Queen ever gonna get anybody? Well,
here's the thing. In the intro, right at the end, when they're all together, Weiss helps Ruby up. That is a hint of the ship is real.
No, okay.
No, because we don't see Yang or Blake doing anything like that.
I mean,
just
true.
remember, beginning of the whole series, Weiss hated Ruby. And now she's helping her up.
True. I mean, yeah, no.
Coincidence? I think not.
I can see Bumblebee happening more than I can see...
White Rose.
What?
White Rose. Ruby and Weiss. White Rose.
Oh, White Rose. I thought you said Wet Rose. I'm sorry.
That's the porno version.
No.
No, that's Neptune and Ruby.
Shut up. Oh, you mean that's not just Blue Rose?
No, because Neptune's afraid of water.
Whatever. I mean, that's my point. Blue Rose instead of Wet Rose.
Wet Rose is the erotic version.
Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Weiss and Neptune, Blue Snow?
Blue Snow.
Never mind.
Oh! I figured out what that means! I feel like you idiot.
I'm sorry. I'm
sorry for all your young viewers at home. if you're with your parents right now judging on if this podcast is good for you, this is not how we normally act.
Speak for yourself.
Hey!
I have no shame.
The children are listening.
But I mean, I don't have any shame, really.
You little.
Anyways, so what were the other theories?
The other from last episode where we covered that the kids were secretly the maidens. We covered that already.
that might be true, might not be. I definitely think, like, at least they're the inspiration for the maidens.
Yes, but here's another theory that's still not confirmed that we did cover last week that we'll recap on.
Okay.
Ozpin formed before Oscar, and then before Ozpin as the headmaster, who was in between? Because remember this, Jin said that she can ask a question every 100 years.
Okay.
What if the question about Salem was her last question? And then she had to wait another 100 years.
Okay.
Because she said, good to see you again. So if that's the case, she can see Ozma's soul inside the other person because he changes forms.
Mm-hmm.
So, what happened between those two forms? Who was it between them? Because if that's the case, then Ozpin, when the series started, is over 100 years old.
I mean, it could just be one of his past lives.
Well, it did show his past lives, yes.
Yes.
But also, shut up. But that's just a big, like, there's
because we saw his
there's a
past
huge
lives.
gap. There's a huge gap between the lives. Because it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Like, what happened between the two?
Wait, do we know that?
Well, just remember, it was different because one of all the additions that he added onto the cane, every live there's a new addition.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't recognize.
Remember when the cane first had the crystal on top, and then the next one, it was that different one that had the telescope thing on it? Every new live, there's an addition.
Okay, I did not notice that.
When the last edition, when he was asking Jin if Salem could be killed, we looked at the cane, and then we looked at Ozpin's cane before he got Gap. And there was more changes to it.
I have to look at that again. I totally missed that.
So there were more lives between when he asked Jin if Salem could be killed and Headmaster Ozpin.
Alright, so I have to look at that.
What happened between those?
Yeah, I mean, good point.
Because then it will lead up to how Ozpin became headmaster of Beacon.
I mean, he could have easily, been headmaster when it started.
Yes, but then how would he know of all the relics then? Because if Ozpin didn't know what the relics, only Ozpin knew what the relics were.
Mm-hmm.
So if he took over a headmaster position, then the schools were already built. Mm-hmm. It's not a coincidence that they were built right on top of the relics if he's the only one that knew about it.
I mean, it could easily be a situation where, he had them built, secretly or something. Or he gave it to somebody else to guard temporarily because he knew he was going to be attacked or killed. And then he came back.
Here's another theory.
Okay.
What if he created all 4 of them?
What?
The schools. What if in his past lives, each one of them was the headmaster of a school? So secretly, he's been headmasters of all 4 schools. Because there was one life when he was in Atlas.
There was one...
One of his lives, he was in Atlas.
Okay.
What if he was the headmaster of Atlas's school?
One thing that
then Vacuums and Havens and Beacons, and that's where he ended up. Beacon was the latest one. And he found the relic there. That's why he built the school right there on that cliff.
I feel like there's more to Beacon
than meets the eye?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, he built, it was like the Wizard of Oz thingamajiggy. The
clock.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever. It's just, it seems like it has more to it. Maybe because it's choice?
Yeah, I think it's because of choice, he probably... I think... So we all know that either the relic of creation or destruction is the most powerful ones. What if it's not? What if it's the relic of choice?
Vacuo, I believe, is the sword. That's what they were saying in this one.
Destruction.
Yes. But I think that's what, if I remember correctly from the episode today, it's in Vacuo and...
yeah, because we already knew that Atlas was the spear.
Yes.
And we already know that Beacons is the choice. And we already know that Havens was knowledge, so that means destruction's in vacuo.
Dang.
I just have another thing.
What?
What happened to Team Sun?
They're going back, right?
It's vacuo.
They'll probably meet up again.
But then Team Coffee with Coco, Velvet, Fox, and big tall dude with the big soul. I don't know his name.
You're better at remembering names than me, okay? So kudos to you.
I ship it. Shut up.
Wait, which is it this time?
I can either confirm or deny that I do. But what happened to them after the fall of Beacon? We don't know what happened to them. What if they went to the other kingdoms, just like what Ruby and Yang did, went back to Patch, and everyone went off except for Kings? What if they're not all natives of Vale?
Okay.
Because if they were all natives of Vale, then they would still be in Vale, helping out their families, and we would know about it.
I mean, true, but at least I know I can confirm, based off of when I was rewatching season 3 and whatnot, Glinda is trying to clean up Beacon and whatnot.
Yeah, she's trying to clean up Beacon. Well, she's trying to do it the best she can, but it's tough on her because she's the only huntress for all of those Grimm. But what also happened to the other 2 professors? We know they visited Yang.
Unfortunately for, your theory, I did, Whitley, Weiss's younger brother, did confirm that their mother is within the house because apparently at one point she was in the garden having a drink or something. I know.
I hate you.
That's what it said. It's not my fault.
But, what happened to the other 2 professors after they visited Tai? Because we saw Port and Oobleck visit Tai and Patch.
Yes.
When Yang was still there,
what other
all one-armed and everything.
I don't remember the other teachers.
The Port was the big guy.
I know, I know them, but other teachers besides...
They were just those 3.
Oh. Dang. They must be really busy.
Well...
That's really funny.
But what happened to them? Find out next episode.
Yeah.
But did they go back to help Glinda?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if they didn't, that's a dick move.
How's that a dick move?
If they didn't.
Oh, didn't. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
You need hearing aids.
No, I need my ADHD to stop messing with me.
That too.
Yeah.
But that's the big one that I'm thinking of right now. What happened to the teachers?
True.
Also, who is this old lady?
I know! Who is she?
Miles, if you're listening to this, answer this, please!
Should we discuss what we think this old lady is?
Yes.
Who this old lady is?
Boy!
I'm sorry.
Well, we know she's female.
Probably.
Let's hope she is.
I mean, because obviously she's important. Otherwise, she would not be in the picture right now.
So, I was on the forums, actually.
Okay.
And there's been speculation on who this person is. One of them actually really caught my eye. We might have covered this already.
Okay.
We might not have. Summer.
What?
Summer.
Yeah, but she's old as hell.
But just remember, we don't know what happened to Summer.
Did Summer have silver eyes too?
Yes, that's how Ruby had silver eyes.
I mean, for all I know, that this old lady is ancestor of Ruby's.
It's Ruby's grandmother.
For all we know, it could be.
Because we don't know. Because one, she's really old.
Yeah.
And she talks smart like what Ruby does.
And also, she has her eyes covered for whatever reason.
So what if her eyes are covered?
Because
as a way to camouflage that she's a silver-eyed warrior.
That's the biggest.
She survived a train attack, a train wreck.
And she just walked out like it was nothing.
She walked out. And was like, hey, what happened to the train?
No, she was more like, oh, that was fun.
So we know that she's powerful.
Yeah.
I fucking hope she is. We know she's powerful.
One thing I don't understand is how her things work. Because apparently, she was like knocking them and they were, does she control them or is there a button?
I think it's sensors. I think they're actually. I think they're like motion. If these aren't her real eyes, and they're just like what that person had in Star Wars.
Oh.
Remember the person in Star Wars? The one that gave Rey the lightsaber?
No. I'm sorry.
Everyone's gonna hate you now.
I'm sorry, I can't remember everything. I have to rewatch Star Wars, like all of them.
Yeah, but
I watched them when I was a child.
One of them was that they're not actually eyes. They're just like glasses, and they're just mimicking the eyelids.
I mean, for all we know, her eyes could have been taken because she was silver eyes, and then so they had to give her she had to get new ones, and I mean, probably. I mean, that's could happen because we know that based off of what the villains and other characters have been like, that silver eyes are important, and so whenever a new person who has unlocked the ability comes into the light, the villains are like, oh, hell no, we gotta stop them. So this could literally be another Silver Eyes, and they,
and
stop.
it's just doing that as a distraction so that they won't go after her.
Or they already have, and this was her way to compensate for the loss of her eyes.
But here's also, back to this current episode.
Okay.
Remember when Ozpin said that he didn't have a plan?
Oh, yeah.
What is the journey all about then?
Yeah, we're all asking that question.
No, but here's the thing that I'm thinking of.
Uh-oh.
This one's very complicated, so anyone under 5, you're not going to understand this.
Oh my goodness.
Shut up. What if Ozpin knows that if he gathers all the relics up, and he sees that humanity is working against Salem, which they are.
Okay.
We know that they are. Because everyone hates the Grimm, which Salem controls.
Okay.
That's a way of bringing humanity together.
Okay.
Which is what makes the gods come back. And only the gods can kill Salem. Jin didn't know about that. That's the one thing Jin didn't know the answer to.
Okay.
That the gods can kill Salem. She said nothing can kill Salem. But the gods gave her that immortality.
Well,
they
no,
can easily
actually,
take it away.
Jin didn't say they didn't say nothing can. She just said you can't. Which might mean that
RWBY can.
Not necessarily RWBY, but someone can. It's just Ozpin can't.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm holding on.
How did the silver... bitch. How did the Silver-Eyed Warriors come to be?
I mean, for all we know, it could be, one of the kids or whatever.
No, because all the kids never had silver eyes.
I don't know.
What if the gods made them?
Huh.
What if they're still watching over the planet? They just don't want to interfere as another experiment. Because they said that experiment failed.
I mean, considering the God of Darkness, destroyed the moon... But what
if the God of Light never left?
I mean,
he was the only reason.
He went poof, petally thingies.
Same as Kira.
Actually, I think those were not petals, but I think they were
ashes,
cinders.
R.I.P.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, everyone at home. If you ship Kira, you're fucked.
I mean, but do we discuss this out loud? That we think, oh my goodness, that we think that Pyrrha's crown thing, it might be the relic of choice. Yeah.
Yeah, we discussed that last week.
But did we discuss it in front? I don't.
Oh yeah, we did.
Well, I can't remember if we did. Anyways, we can. I'm just gonna re-talk about that for a short bit. Considering when you rewatch the end of season 2, I believe, where Pyrrha with
They're on the train.
No, Pyrrha's death. Spoilers.
That's the end of season 3, not 2.
I think it was season 2. Whatever.
3 is when they were
I don't care. Whatever. The thing is, when Pyrrha goes goodbye.
Goes night night.
Okay, right.
You gotta make a child friendly. Come on.
Okay, sure. Goes night night. Whatever. Everything about her disappears except for the crown, which Cinder holds for literally a moment before it drops. And you want to wait? Is Cinder is
the fall?
So
which opens Beacon's vault.
Right. And we discussed how if that was the relic, it didn't show any sign. However, it could be that the first key is opening the vault, and then the relic comes to life.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
If that's the key, then it should have reacted when Cinder held it for that second.
But she dropped it right afterwards. For all we know,
No, but if that's the key,
okay.
What if the maiden that took it out, and then Cinder came along? What if the relic has to be back in the vault for it to actually activate for a new maiden?
I mean, that could be.
Because remember where we found the relic of knowledge. The relic of knowledge was in Haven's vault.
Yep.
But Osmond asked it a question already.
Okay.
He asked him about the Salem question.
I mean...
So he must have put it back into the vault and then pulled it back out.
Huh.
Which reactivated...
Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something. Because one thing that Lionheart said was that they did have the Spring Maiden at one point. But then she ran away.
What if that's Summer?
No. They had the one that was killed by Raven. Because they weren't even Lionheart said that they tried to train her, but she didn't. She loved her new powers, but then she just couldn't be trained, and so she ran away. Raven picked her up and tried to train her, and then when she couldn't be trained,
Black.
Good night or whatever, and Raven became the new maiden.
Hold on.
So
if Raven picked up this said maiden,
yes.
What time did this happen around?
I mean, it would have.
How long did Raven have these powers for? Because if Raven had them for a long time.
Wait a minute.
What if?
That was why
Summer didn't run away or didn't die. She ran away because she found out that she had these powers that she couldn't control. So she went to Haven, the closest. Because Haven's the closest one to Patch.
And...
It's the closest academy to Patch. She went to Haven to try to get trained on her powers. But she couldn't. And then Raven found her because she was part of Raven's team back in Beacon.
Okay.
And then Raven couldn't do that, and Raven just got so fed up, she popped her.
Well, no, because they have said that, the thing is, they said that the Spring Maiden? Yeah. Raven is the Spring Maiden, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. They said that she was young. So the thing is, she was clearly, very, RWBY and all their ages.
Raven was...
But the thing is, wait, what if Raven became the Spring Maiden shortly after she left Yang, Tai, and all of them? That's why she left, is because she knew where the Spring Maiden was going, or she knew about what happened with the Spring Maiden. She took her, and that's why she left, and that's why Summer became, the new mom. That would make sense. That would be the timeline. Yang she said she was, a certain age, and so that's the timeline. Probably, honestly. That's the only thing that makes sense with all the information we have.
True.
That they said that the Spring Maiden was young,
yes.
And that she was, I think, rebellious or something, or she couldn't be taught. So when she ran away, Raven learned of this, picked her up, brought her back to the tribe, tried to train her, failed to train her, took the powers. Time passes.
We're at the present.
Yes.
I mean, it's a solid theory.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see any flaws in that.
Yeah,
Like, that makes sense.
That makes really perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense, but also...
Okay.
Back to the whole Summer thing.
Okay, that's...
So remember how they all said that Salem was killed... Not Salem. Summer was killed by Grimm? If she was killed by Grimm, it would leave remains. Ty immediately went out to find her.
And she was
after
missing.
Crow came back to tell her that Summer died.
Okay.
But here's the thing. How did Crow know that Summer died?
He probably didn't.
So then how did he...
Or, I mean, he either
Unless
lied...
he was in Crow form and just was like, following her.
I mean, one...
Crow's secretly Ruby's dad!
Oh my... There is a fan theory about that, actually. I know. Oh my gosh, though. One thing we don't know yet is... Or, I don't think we know it. What is Summer's semblance?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. Shoot. Her semblance could literally be something so that she can erase her tracks. For all we know, her semblance could literally make it so that she could disappear and make others think something. I don't know.
What's her incentive?
Because she became the maiden. Oh, that too.
She might know how to control her silver eyes. She knows that Salem would come after her. Mm-hmm. So I think she took off to protect her family, to protect Ruby.
Yes.
Because Salem would have known not how to train a silver-eyed person. Because she doesn't have silver eyes. So she doesn't know the powers. So she wouldn't go after an inexperienced silver-eyed warrior, aka Ruby. Mm-hmm. She would go after Summer, who knows how to control those powers.
I honestly, now I kind of want to see if anybody,
next episode, we found out what happened to Summer.
Oh my goodness. Gosh. Well, no, but I really want to find out, like, if there's any indicator for what Summer's semblance either is or was.
Yes.
Because I don't think we know that. Yeah. Like, we've seen all these other semblances. We know what John's semblance is. Yet we don't know what
that took about 5 seasons.
Yeah, that did. Oh my.
They basically just copied it Mercy from Overwatch.
Did they? Is that...
Mercy's ability in Overwatch is to give other people health. That's pretty much what John's semblance is.
Okay, whatever. Whatever.
It's the ability to heal.
Well, no, to give his aura to others.
Which is the ability to heal, because semblance is what heals you.
Alright. Okay, you win. Moving on.
I saw a fanfic on that. It was so fucking good.
Okay. Great. Alright. But, okay, so, what do you think, what's the percentage that you think that Summer is the Summer Maiden? Like, percentage-wise. What do you think?
65.
Okay, I was going to say more, but, you know.
Well, because remember, we don't know who the Summer Maiden is.
Yes.
We
don't know who the Winter Maiden is.
We most likely know that the Winter Maiden is somewhere in Atlas.
Is that where Weiss is from?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where she ran away from.
Mm-hmm. I have to remember what
you never remember Volume 1?
I everything is like a mess inside my head, okay?
But,
oh my god. I'm sorry!
No, but, what if Winter is the Winter Maiden?
Oh.
Illuminati confirmed.
No! I mean, I feel like all the maidens have to be, well, except we didn't, like Amber, was that what her name was?
Amber was the Fall.
Yeah, but she was just some random lady that we didn't know about. So I feel like the other maidens have to be somebody significant. Otherwise, you know, like that was just for the story purpose of, you know.
Someone significant. Someone that's really significant is Summer, though.
Yeah, which is why I definitely think like she's alive, but just not around. Like she's in hiding.
Hold on.
He's thought of something.
I found something that's groundbreaking. Hopefully, possible. Stay tuned. The old lady.
Oh goodness.
She appeared on the train just as Team RWBY got there. We see her moving to the back cars. Mm-hmm. She knew that they were going to split up the cars. Mm-hmm. She purposely went with Team RWBY, not Juniper.
Well,
what if this old lady...
Junior. I'm sorry.
Leave. What if this old lady trained Summer in her powers and she's leading Ruby back to her?
That would be...
That's why she said she noticed there was a path. What if in all that snow she knew that there was a path and then they brought him to a farm that was deserted?
Wait a second. What if that old lady... How old do you have... I'm not sure what the...
She did say that she lived for a long time.
No, but the thing is... We have not heard anything about the Winter and Summer Maidens.
Yes.
What if that old lady is the Winter Maiden? Because she became the Winter Maiden a long time ago, and then we haven't heard anything. There's like nothing about them so far. But what if something happens to her, and that's when she gives her power to...
Weiss?
Maybe.
Here's the thing.
And we need Summer.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
There's 4 maidens.
Right.
Summer, spring, fall, and winter.
Okay.
We know that Weiss could be the Winter Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
If she gets the power, she would probably become the Winter Maiden.
Yes.
The Summer Maiden.
Yes.
Would be Ruby.
Yeah. Well, I mean that makes sense.
What about Blake and Yank? What maidens would they be? I feel like Yang would be spring.
Well, because if she inherited it from her mother.
Exactly. The last thought that would go through Raven's head if she died would be her daughter.
Is there any other way to transfer it besides death? And that weird machine?
I don't think so. Well, remember, Cinder had the way to partially take it from Amber, whatever the hell her name is. Mm-hmm. So there has to be another way. But what if how did Cinder know about the maidens? Unless Salem told her. She was already part of Salem.
I mean, because Salem said, you will get the power I promised you.
Yes.
So clearly she,
She must have gave Cinder a way to partially extract it.
Well, no, they were expecting to take all of it just through that weird thingy that was grim.
But then Crow intervened.
Yes. But she was expecting to take all of it in that moment. I mean, she tried to take... That's another thing we know of. Apparently... Well, I mean, we think we know of. Apparently, one person could be 2 maidens. Because we saw in their fight, Raven and Cinder's fight, that Cinder tried to take Raven's spring maiden powers. But she only got 3 thingamajiggies before Raven somehow escaped. I can't remember what exactly happened. But, I mean, clearly, it can be taken. It started to show that.
We did see that, but what if it's like a failsafe? What if someone that's a maiden tries to take another maiden's powers? Mm-hmm. You can only get a certain amount, but it thinks that you're taking them. And it lets you think that you're taking them so that you get all your hyped up and then you're like, I'm invincible. Glad. Oh, no, she's dead with 1 bullet kind of thing. What if it's just a psychological thing?
Maybe. You want to know something?
Because Raven didn't seem any different. Because remember, with Amber, or whatever the hell her name is, when Cinder took part of her powers, Amber was brain dead. Mm-hmm. Raven wasn't. So what if if a maiden has her powers ready, it doesn't affect the other ones, but if it tricks the maiden that's trying to take the powers.
One thing that also could be, I mean, this is just a thought process.
Every thought this episode wasn't important.
Shh, quiet. Anyways, one thing that could very well happen is that Cinder could try to take Raven or another maiden's powers again, and maybe that ends up killing both of them because of some unbalance, and so new maidens are chosen. I mean, I feel
that would be
I don't know. I mean, that's just a thought process I had. Because I really want Team RWBY to be all the maidens.
Yeah, I think we all... I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, eventually.
I think that's what eventually is going to happen, either by the end of this season, because we all know by the end of this season they're going to go to another... Either they're going to make it to Atlas, or they're going to make it to Atlas and Vacuum.
Well, considering we're already like 4 episodes in...
But remember, last season, there's 15 episodes.
Oh, dang. How many seasons?
There's 6 right now.
Well, no, do we know how many seasons they are planning for the entire series?
Maybe 8 or 10, I don't know.
Oh my.
But just remember, if they are planning to do more seasons, I think I know what they're planning on doing during those seasons.
Okay.
Last 2 seasons of this season and season 5, where we're about getting the relics.
Right.
What if the next 2 seasons are about the maiden's powers?
And the Silver Eyes.
And the Silver Eyes. One of those seasons is Silver Eyes. The other one's the maiden's powers. What if the final season of the series is finally killing Salem?
Or, figuring out how to bring balance. Because, for all we know, I mean, the final season should be the gods returning or something along those lines, and Salem being defeated.
And Team RWBY graduating, come on.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But, like, the balance is finally...
And then the ships!
Oh my goodness.
I gotta impress the fandom, okay? Shut up.
Oh my goodness.
Shut up.
I know. But that's the thing, like, there's a bunch of things that have to receive closure. Like, where is Summer?
Yes.
Where are, the remaining 2, Summer and Winter Maidens? What are the Silver Eyes? How can Salem be defeated?
And the gods.
Yeah, the gods and, like, the whole world, honestly.
What if, last episode...
Okay.
There was the recap with the gods as well. The gods were there. That's how we figured them out. And then they gave Ozma, aka Ozpin, the chance to roam the earth again, but in different people's bodies. So he is basically granted immortality. What if, when Salem finally dies, the gods give him his own body, or back his body?
Okay.
What would happen to Oscar?
Oh boy.
Because we all know...
Farm Rose? Hey, you're the one who brought it up!
I did, and I feel ashamed about it. But, if that's the case...
That's the only shit.
If that's the case... Because all of other Ozpin's forms, the way that he's been transferred is either he gets killed or he dies. Like, of natural causes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, yeah, okay.
Shut up.
No.
But what happens if Oscar's still alive?
Okay.
And then he completes his objective and gets in the body. What happens to Oscar?
They separate. Oscar gets his own...
But what if...
They're already merged?
Yeah, like completely. Because they said in the last episode that they eventually are fully merged.
I have no idea.
Does it mean Oscar becomes what Austin was? Transferring his body to body to body?
That would...
New RWBY too!
How about just chill?
Oh, kill me.
How would you like that to be done? No, just kidding.
Snap precise, please.
Yeah, sorry, don't have one of those.
But
I'm trying to think of anything else.
we'll probably have to wrap it up soon.
I know. So maidens.
Got
Silver.
the maidens.
What is...
Wait. This episode.
Oh, hang on. There was one thing that I thought of earlier that I just could... Because one thing is, how do you bring the world together against Salem? what if, because we saw in this last episode that Salem's team, or really Cinder's crew, is clearly, they're like, this lady is scary at Salem. Like, what if, eventually they realize this is crazy.
And we need join Team RWBY?
Yeah.
Then they have inside information of the castle.
And
that's how they're going to plan on attacking them.
Well, if that happens.
That's what the creators are thinking of. Is that because they were scared shitless in this episode.
Yeah, poor Emerald. I'm pretty sure she's scarred for life.
She's scarred for life, but what if... Like, this is a fucking long shot, I know. What if Emerald convinces Cinder to join the good guys? Because she found out what Salem's gonna do. Kill them all.
Honestly, yeah.
That's what her plan was to do, was to kill them all. Because the only way to really achieve world peace is by taking out all the problems. Like, yeah, which is everyone.
The thing is, Salem could have easily fed them some information that wasn't true, and she might know. Ozma told.
Ozma, who gives a shit?
No. I'm saying Ozma because the past version. Hush your face. No, because Ozma told her everything when they were, married with kids.
Yeah.
And the thing is, she could have easily fed them a different, story. There was another thing I thought of, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Ugh, my brain is... Ugh, it was so important. What was it? Shoot. I cannot remember. Darn it.
I had something, but I forgot what it was.
Yeah, I know.
I hate this feeling.
Yeah, me too.
But another thing is, this episode,
yes,
we found out that Osmond doesn't have a plan.
That's what it was. What if he isolated within Oscar?
Instead of a plan?
No, because he didn't want Oscar to say a certain something. Because let's face it, the reason he was, he already spilled the thing about Jin.
Yes.
So clearly, Osmond might be, acting like a brat and isolating because he has more, but he doesn't want Oscar to say it. No, and so he might be telling a lie about that he doesn't have a plan, or he might have a part of a plan, but because Team RWBY is clearly furious, as is Crow, he can't say anything more.
What if he knows that RWBY can defeat Salem?
Yeah, but consider... I think
that's why he let her into Beacon early.
Yeah. No, I get that, but the reason he isolated might just be because he has something, but because everyone is so mad at him right now...
What if Osmond knows that Summer's alive? And to keep them on track, he's not telling Yang or RWBY this. Mm-hmm. Because if they knew, they would just go out and find her.
True.
And they need...
to stick together.
But what if Osmond didn't tell them until the final fight when Summer walks in right in?
Mic drop. I do. When at the end of this episode, when they were walking into that weird town thing, I'm like, my first thought was, is Farm Boy home now?
That's secretly his home. Oh my god.
But then he didn't.
That was dark.
He didn't say anything, and I'm like, yeah, I guess not.
Yeah. But
there's got to be something significant about the town that they're in at the end of this episode. Otherwise, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh my god.
This episode was really just... all we saw were a bunch of people being angry.
All we saw was... we finally got to see the evil side of Volume 6. We never saw the evil side up until now in this season.
We just saw the cunning, I guess?
We just saw the truth. Of all the characters. So the truth of Salem, the truth of Ozpin, we know about that. The fight on the train. And then what the relic is, second episode. Third episode, Salem and Ozpin's backstory. Fourth episode, the evil side. Because every season has to have an evil side.
So them being brats is evil, I'm guessing.
No, I meant because they never focus on Salem. What happened after that?
Salem has never had a temper tantrum on screen either.
No, she has not. But we haven't.
And neither has Ozpin, honestly. He was crying.
Yes, he was.
And poor Oscar.
Shit. All right. That wraps it up for today.
Honestly, though, I do think that Ozpin is hiding something, and that's
he's for sure.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, poor Oscar. That boy needs a break.
That boy needs a therapist.
Yes.
All right.
And Crow needs to, grow
Get
up.
drunk. I think he's sober right now. That's why he's so angry.
Yeah. What's the version for someone who is
alcoholic?
Well, no, who needs the alcohol?
Alcoholic?
No, because we have hangry for hungry and angry. So...
Alcoholic? I don't know. Tune in next week for the answer.
Yeah, I'll have to consider that. Alright, I believe that's all for today. Hope you leave a like, subscribe, etc., etc.
Comment, subscribe.
Yeah, that thing. We'll see
next week.
Hopefully,
Hopefully, if we're not dead.
Or, Thanksgiving happens, so, yeah.
We might be off for Thanksgiving, but we'll try to get you an episode on the 25th.
Or,
we cannot guarantee anything.
So, yeah, we will hopefully have something for you next week, but if not, stay tuned for the...
We'll cover on our next episode the episode that I missed for Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. All right, see you then.
All right, bye!
Bye!